Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? My name is Attorney Charles Zavala, your immigration lawyer. We come from Zavala Texas Law, which is located here in Houston, Texas, but we can help you no matter where you are in the USA or where you are in the world. Today's video is going to be about how do you bring your spouse. So if you're married to somebody, let's say you're a US citizen or you're a resident and you're married to someone from abroad, how do you bring them to the USA? Because they can't just show up on an airplane. So that's what today's video is about. So if you watch this video to the end, you will understand what the process is to petition your spouse. It's called an I-130 petition for alien relative, and I'll break it down to you. And this is step one if you want to bring a partner, a husband, wife, but also if you want to bring family members. It all starts with the I-130 petition. So if you like this video, please give us a subscribe, like, comment down below. And if you have any questions or you need assistance with your process, feel free to give me a call. Phone number is located right there on the screen. All appointments are done via phone, so it doesn't matter where you are, and I will be the personally one who you do the consultation with off the phone. Be careful, there's a lot of people who are trying to scam. It's going to be me, okay? So let's start from the beginning. Let's pretend I am from another country. Let's just say, what's the country of the day? Let's say Belgium, right? So I'm married, my wife is a US citizen. Let's pretend she wants to bring me to the USA to live with her, right? Well, it's not that I can just get on a plane and show up in the USA and say, hey, that's my wife, let me in, right? You have to have some sort of visa, some sort of paperwork to come in the country. But the problem is most visas, tourist visas, work visas, they only allow you to be here a certain amount of time. And they also restrict what you can do, right? So you can't, some of them you can't work, some of them you can only be here up to 6 months. But that's not what we want, right? We want to bring our spouse to the country to live with us permanently. And that's what's called a green card. The reason why it's called a green card is because back in the day, they used to print it out on a little card that was green. Now it's not green anymore. But people still use green card. But anyways, it's called legal permanent residence, right? So you're allowed to legally reside here permanently, okay? But step one is you have to do what's called a petition for alien relative. And it's called an I-130. The I-130 is just the form number that the government uses. The government agency that handles this is USCIS. And that's the form. So that is step one. So back to my hypothetical, let's say my wife wants to bring me over. First step we have to do is fill out what's called an I-130 petition. In that application, they're going to ask a lot of questions, right? And I always advise people, read it carefully. If you need to, hire a professional. We handle lots of these cases all the time, and we have a very high success rate. Over 98-99% of our cases get approved. And the reason for this petition for alien relative is, if you've ever seen the movie Willy Wonka, it's your golden ticket, right? Before you can come into the USA, the government wants to know, hey, who is this person? Who is Charles, right? Is he really married to a US citizen? What's the proof? Show me birth certificates, show me marriage certificates, show me that this isn't a fraud marriage. There's a lot of things that have to go into the I-130 to prove that it is a valid marriage, right? Because unfortunately there is a lot of fraud that goes on. There's a lot of people who marry just so they can come to the USA, and that's against the rules. It's a no-no, right? So we have to establish that it's a bona fide relationship. And what you'll see sometimes, and we see this a lot of it, is that we do have clients who get not denied, but they come to us because they were denied, right? And then what we need to do is we just need to send better evidence to establish that it was a bona fide relationship. So the I-130 is a form. You submit it to the government. It is step one, right? Absolutely step one of the process. Without this, you cannot advance. So, we also have people who come to us and say, hey, I filed for my green card, but they denied it for this reason. And I'm like, yeah, because you didn't file the I-130. I-130 is step one. So what we do, you can either do it online or paper. In our office, we still prefer to do paper. Call us old-fashioned. I like it. I like having a physical copy of what we send. I like having a scanned version, a digital copy of everything in case the client wants it. Because if you do it online, the electronic format, I don't think is as reliable, in my opinion. So anyways, we fill out the I-130, then we file it. It used to cost $535 to file it. But as of April 1st, 2024, the filing fee went up. I think it is now $675 to do filing. So it went up a little bit, but if you're still trying to bring your spouse, it's the only way to do it. So you kind of have to pay that extra money, okay? So in the I-130, you're gonna go, it's gonna ask you a bunch of questions about the US citizen or resident spouse. Then it's gonna ask you about who you're trying to bring over, because they wanna verify this is real, this is who they say they are. So we file it, and right now, you know, I look on the government website, I'm looking over here, you know, it's saying they're handling these in about 12 months, which is about true, right? So the moment you file it, it's kind of like cooking. You put something in the oven and then you wait. Really, there's nothing that can do. I have clients who call like, oh, can I expedite it, or can I pay premium processing? Unfortunately, no, you cannot. The government does not allow any sort of expediting or premium processing for I-130 petitions. I wish they did, because that could put families together a whole lot sooner, but unfortunately the sad truth is that you can't. So once you file the I-130 petition, there's a few things that could happen. Best case is they approve you. Second one is they give you what's called an RFE. It stands for Request for Evidence. And all it is the government saying, hey, we got your application, but we would like to see more, right? You haven't convinced us yet. So then we need to supplement it. We need to give them more evidence that they want to see. And then the last thing that could happen is they could deny you, right? And they will also send you what's called a notice of intent to deny, and they'll tell you the reasons why they want to deny you, and you have a chance of correcting it. What I tell people all the time is, or people will call me and say, look, do I really need a lawyer? Do I really need a professional to do this? And I tell them the difference between a person doing this versus us is we do these weekly. We have pumped them out of our office a lot, which means we have a really streamlined process. We know what we're doing. We know what they want. And ultimately what that means is time, right? We are saving time because it already takes about 12 months, right? I don't want, and unfortunately what happens is a lot of people come to us after they try to do it on their own and they did it wrong or they did it incorrect. And ultimately what that means is we have to start over, and with that, the time starts over. So the perk of having a professional help you is time and efficiency. We know what we're doing, we have very high approval rate, and because of that, we can move to the next step, right? So I'll actually make another video about this. So once we get approved on that petition for the I-130, then we go to step 2. And I will be making that video soon. And step 2 is going to be, okay, am I going to apply for my green card inside the USA or am I outside the USA? And that's going to depend on a lot of things. But remember, step 1 is the I-130 petition. You cannot advance unless you have that I-130 petition. I don't care what anyone says, that's the truth, okay? And then I'll also make another video about what's called a fiance visa. It's kind of like an I-130 petition, but it's called an I-29F petition, and it's to bring your fiance over, right? But there's pros and cons about that, so I'll explain those in a different video. But if you found this video helpful, or if you have questions about how to bring your spouse or family over, please give us a call. You know, the phone appointment's always going to be with me. I am a lawyer for over 10 years now. And we have a lot of experience in this, guys. If you want, please feel free to look up our customer reviews. We have great reviews on Google and all our platforms. Our office is called Zavala Texas Law. Or if you're not ready, just feel free to subscribe. Nope, you gotta subscribe over here. Subscribe and you can watch our videos and you can learn more, because I have a lot of people who say, hey Zavala, I've been watching you for multiple years, but now I finally decided to take the plunge because your videos help me out and things along those lines. So feel free, give us a call, watch our videos. We're here to help you. Ultimately what we want to do is we want to bring families together, and any way we can do that, we will help, okay? So I hope you have a blessed and a beautiful week and add meaning to it. Thank you. My name is Charles Zavala, and have a beautiful day. Thanks.